And good afternoon, Port Jervis, and welcome to the Port Center Spotlight Podcast. My name is Andrew Murata, host of the podcast, and I am on site. I'm in the principal's office here at Port Jervis High School, Principal Anthony Lazzaro. Good afternoon, Mr. Lazzaro.
How are you doing, Mr. Murata?
I'm doing great. It is National Principals Month. And on behalf of all of our principals here in Port Jervis, we recognize you. We thank you. And Mr. Lazzaro drew the short straw today, taking one for the team, certainly offering some time in a busy schedule. So thank you.
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah. How was school today?
Very good. Good day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
When you look back, it's right now it's 2:45. How much do you go back of, all right, well, here was today versus you looking towards tomorrow?
Yeah, I would say almost it's 50-50 for me, but that's me. So I'll spend the next few bits of the evening reflecting on today, right? I think so much of my focus as a leader, and honestly as a person as I've gotten older, is reflecting on my day, thinking, what adjustments I would personally make, what adjustments might benefit the whole, and then just sitting with that. And as I reflect, really, you asked about what tomorrow looks like. It really is it's a reflection of what my thought process is based on today, based on yesterday, and what the goals are in the future.
Yeah. If you're watching live, jump in and say hello. It is National Principals Month. Again, Principal Ken Creedy at EME, Emily Mesnick at HBE, the place to be. I don't know if you knew that. And it's certainly Port Jervis Middle School, Eileen Cook, as well as Mr. Lazzaro here. Mr. Lazzaro, 12 years in the district, 7 at the middle school, 5 at the high school. A lot of time, again, at the middle school, a lot of connections, a lot of family relationships. What's something that you brought from the middle school to the high school that has served you well here? A work ethic, a mindset, something, some strategies, things like that you brought with you as a high school principal that has benefited you?
Well, I would say initially coming to the high school, I came up with the 8th grade, at that time, the 8th grade class that just graduated. So I had those relationships with the families. At the time, truthfully, it was COVID, right? So we went through that COVID situation together. Over that COVID year, we made an effort in the middle school, rather, to contact every family multiple times. So by the time I came up to the high school, I knew the kids. I knew every kid in the building, really, because I had traveled with them. So that was beneficial for me.
6 years.
Well, so that was a group of students that I had 6, as long as you can be. Yeah, that was no, but it was great. So last year, to be honest with you, so I take them out to the I know it's a shifting gears, right? But we have the baccalaureate rehearsal.
Yeah.
So I take them to the graduation walk. We go to the baccalaureate rehearsal, and I'm talking to the group there in the church. I'm standing in front, and I start talking to them, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. So I had to turn around. Wow. But they were great. So they start cheering. They're really nice, and because I've known them for so long. Wow. So I didn't expect it to happen. But so going back, really, part of the time that you bring up, work ethic. But that's part of just what you do, right? It's the having that relationship with the families and knowing the kids for that long and seeing how far they've come and watching them grow and getting ready to say goodbye was all part of that. So it was really, I was so proud of that class. It was great to be part of, and all that does carry up, right? So they knew what to expect from me. I knew how to address them. It helped us move through challenging times a little more effectively.
Yeah. Jose Bruno, one of my former students, tuning in. Thank you, Jose. If you are watching, jump in. If you've received a phone call from Mr. Lazzaro, good or bad, or an email, certainly come and say hello. Mr. Lazzaro and I both are from New York City. Anthony, talk to me about that decision, to move up here. You and your beautiful wife Katie moved from Brooklyn, right? To the area. Talk to me about that family decision many years ago.
Yeah, so I grew up in Brooklyn. I went to high school in Brooklyn.
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to Midwood High School, so that's part of Brooklyn College.
Oh. So
it wasn't in my district. I had applied out to go to. They had a med-sci program that I applied to.
Okay.
It was a good experience, and it was interesting for me to reflect on relative to my high school experience and now being in the high school. But I can follow up with that. But just in terms of leaving the city, My wife and I were both educators in the city, and truthfully, my wife comes from the country, right? So she's from Warren County, Jersey. It was great for her to be in the city, but she wanted to be a little closer to her family. So we chose Staten Island until we went to the Staten Island Mall. So I'm not trying to offend anyone from Staten Island out there.
Who can you offend from Staten Island? You know somebody?
And as soon as we got out of the mall, she's like, there's no way I'm living in Staten Island. So we got back in the car and we drove through Westchester, we drove through Rockland, and we wound up landing honestly in Orange County. And my wife was like, this is perfect, so we then wound up starting our life out here.
Okay.
And we were fortunate. We actually drove to every district locally and dropped off resumes, spoke to the principals themselves, because we didn't, there was no way, we didn't know another way to do it at the time. We just drove to schools, dropped off resumes, got a few callbacks. In my process, I met Tony DeMarco,
legendary principal here in Port Jervis.
And it was in that moment that I'm like, I would love to be in that district. And that's the truth. So I
Port Jervis.
Yeah. I met Tony and Joe
DiLorenzo.
Joe DiLorenzo. I guess he was ASI. Tony was principal. And Tony was one of the nicest people I met. He goes, here's my card. I got nothing now, but when you come up here, I'll take you around. Wow. So when no other person took the time that Tony took. So I was like, that was something unique about this district.
Beautiful. Yeah, interesting. And we're in Tony's old office here at the high school. Taught English many years. I know you're a literacy expert. He doesn't like when I say that, but he is extremely knowledgeable in literacy, English literature. How has your time as an English teacher helped you in this leadership position?
So I think when I think about language in general, it's twofold, right? So you talked a little bit about the relationship piece, and it's allowed me to work at some building the relationships and be reflective in terms of and critically challenge myself. The other side is when I look at, I got good at researching stuff. So if I'm going to do something in the building or for the building or with the building, I really try to make sure it's research based. And then the other side is when I feel comfortable going into classrooms, and based on some of my experiences, I will tell you, and maybe you've had this experience, you remember being a teacher and then you go in and watch a classroom and then you begin realizing the things you wish you did better as a teacher, right? So, but if I can't go back in time, all I can do is be reflective now. And how do I bring the things that I'm seeing? And some of our teachers, a lot of our teachers doing really great things in the classroom, right? So it's great to see and exciting. So
I love when you're talking about a concept that you have researched. If you've watched Mr. Lazzaro at the school board meeting, faculty meeting, you do that, right? This is proven, right? It is well researched. And one of those points is collective efficacy, right? That's hard to say.
Right.
But I know that it goes a lot into your decision making. Tell me about that concept and why it means so much to you.
All right, sure. So collective efficacy is research based, and it comes from through John Hattie's research. So John Hattie is
we saw the summer, right?
We did see the summer. He was great. I took a picture with him, and so Hattie talks about what is the most effective way to support students and what has the greatest impact on their learning. And teacher collective efficacy is more important than socioeconomics, more important than one of the most influential factors in student success in their intellectual and academic growth. So what that means in our building really is we've practiced professional learning communities, and we're trying to build capacity, and we're working as a district to build capacities around professional learning communities. And what that means is we bring our teachers together, in our case through department, sometimes through teams, sometimes through grade levels, where we have conversations both around students, both around curriculum. And when we do that work, so some of the work we're doing, even before this, I had a meeting regarding science, right? In order to make a curriculum decision on science, we want to look at the state exam results. So we're able to, as a team, break down the data, look at weak spots, do an analysis of how we did compared to the rest of the region, and what does that show us on our curriculum? And then we can do a deeper analysis in terms of what kids are struggling and why, and where, and what's going on there. So
the teachers basically working really well together.
Yeah.
to serve the kids.
And yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is, so the more efficient we work together, right, then the more effective we are as a building.
Well, things are certainly working, Mr. Lazzaro. There's so many programs moving in the right direction here, let alone the district, right? The facilities and all the good things happening. Board member Judy Amato is tuning in. Thank you, Ms. Amato, certainly
Ms.
for
Amato.
your support. Capital PORT. Congratulations to her son Joey as a teacher in Middletown.
Nice.
Mr. Lazzaro is wearing blue for him. Just kidding. Mr. Lazzaro, again, talking about people working well together, right? And student success. The ultimate sign of success, or the last thing we see is that graduation.
Mm-hmm.
And many people would say, oh, it's the high school, right? Oh, it's the high school. If the graduation rate is bad, it's the high school. If the graduation rate is good, it's the high school. It's not. It's a K through 12 initiative. Talk to me about, in addition to what you just spoke about, the efficacy and our staff working together, what are other factors that go into this graduation rate? We have been slowly, steady climbing, and I know our public sees us a lot of times towards the bottom of the list. We've moved. Our kids are graduating, and we're getting up in that 90 range. What are the other factors that go into it other than what you just spoke about?
So a number of things, right? It's the student involvement. So we're really fortunate where, going back to my experience in the city, we had a handful of sports. In my mind, we had a lot, but compared to here, we didn't, and we didn't have many clubs. We have over 30 clubs here, right, and growing. We have 15 plus varsity sports, and we actually had a meeting with Dr. Bell today talking about 2 other sports that might be coming, right?
Wow.
So that's part of it, right? We know when students are involved, and they're more likely to be successful. The other piece is there's a social emotional component, right? We often find kids in their heart want to be successful. People want to be successful. If they're not, there tends to be something else going on in their life. So a lot of our job as educators is, how do we provide supports and remove obstacles to provide pathways for students to graduate? And not every student's going to find the same pathway to graduation. We've done a really good job. Our guidance team and our departments overall have done a great job in guiding our students to help them find a pathway that's going to lead them to success. The district overall has supported us in terms of pathways through career and technical education, right?
Mm-hmm.
We
A lot of
offer,
our kids go there. Yeah.
we have 150 of our upperclassmen, right, going to CTech, so they'll get another pathway toward graduation. We offer over 30 college classes that are at no cost to our students, right? So we have these multiple pathways toward graduation that lends itself to that supports that graduation rate. And when
I got to interrupt you.
Yeah.
I just found I have a new thing here. I meant to do it when you said 30 courses at no cost. It should clap. I didn't hear it. Let's try that again. Sorry.
All right. Well,
I'll have to work on it. Sorry.
All right.
You were saying that. I interrupted you.
No,
Sorry.
no. So yeah, there's a lot of things, and you're talking about K-12, right? So the other side is, we've been working with the principals. I know at the elementary level, they've done a great job in building the capacity around literacy. You talked earlier about literacy. Eileen Cook, who's the middle school principal, and I have really are working to build our PLC, our professional learning community, in a vertical way, right? So that allows us to align our efforts and our curriculum 6-12 now. So it's great that she's in the building, right? It's great to have the middle schoolers there. They've become increasingly familiar with the expectations of the high school.
Mhm.
And then as a building, we are able to sit down together and build curriculum. And that's something we're working on still. We're not there yet, right? But how do we build a curriculum that provides support throughout from 6-12?
Yeah. And just, even being here just for the afternoon here at the high school. And again, it's National Principals Month, celebrating our principals. But even being here, I heard you working. I saw you. You yourself met a young man who was struggling. You looked at his schedule. You saw some things that weren't right. And you made some suggestions. And you got immediate feedback in a day or two from the kid, telling you that it was a better situation.
And yeah, but none of those decisions for any student are made without collecting data, sitting down with the team, right? So I'm going back to that teacher collective advocacy. The English department saw something that needed to be addressed, we were able to then dive in a little deeper, grab research and data to support that claim, and ultimately build a schedule that was going to lead to that student's to provide another pathway for greater success for that student. So that's part of that PLC process. That's part of the teacher collective efficacy.
That's got to feel nice in a couple of years when you're shaking that young man's hand, knowing that you helped change that course.
Yeah, it's a team effort, and it's really great to see. Like, there's so many eyes on kids now. And I was talking to a couple, Miss Witherell being one, Miss McDowell another, just having a conversation about we're able to, because of some of the emerging systems we have, we're able to catch more of those situations. We know we need more capacity around it. We're going to need more people trained to build those interventions out, but we have a continuum of interventions that are lending itself to greater success.
I love hearing you talk academics, Mr. Lazzaro. He's so focused and dialed in with it. But I'm also fortunate that I noticed a young man outside of school. I've gotten very close, friendly with him, and I'm also intrigued by your outside interests. There's a lot of things, hobbies, and things that you do outside of school. There's a lot of ways we can go. I know you're big into cycling and fitness.
Sure.
The food, we were discussing food earlier. He could look at the ingredients. Nope, I'm not eating that, right? Something's not
Sure,
good.
I'm picky.
Your family ancestry is something you're very interested in, and finance, investing too. He's an academic, but he's also very focused on investing.
I like cats too, so I love cats.
Really?
Yeah, cats.
Are you serious?
Not the play, but the.
I didn't know that, Mrs. Lazzaro. I know she's watching as well. Really? So how many cats do you have at that?
I have two. I tried to bring another one home, but they didn't go as well as I hoped. My wife is ready to.
Yeah, you can't say that on air.
Tell
Your
me.
wife wasn't happy. So she doesn't love cats as much?
No,
as
she
you?
loves cats as much as I did. This one was a little one that just went a little sideways, but it's going well. We figured
You
it
put
out.
some interventions in place.
Yeah, oh man, yeah, but yes.
But talk to me. Talk to me
yeah.
about some of those interests. Which one?
Yeah.
Which one you want to touch on? Which one sparked your interest?
Yeah.
No pun intended.
You know, I'll tell you from an educational point of view, I got interested in being an educator because of finance. I got interested realizing. So I was a bit of an economics. I started engineering and economics when I was in college. I began realizing that there's this tremendous have and have not part of our society, and if you don't know how to participate in the process of investing, and it doesn't, if you have, there's a fear around that, and if that fear leads you to fall further behind, right? So if I felt my goal was, my experience in the city was, if I can help people have exposure and understand those concepts a little better, at least it provides them the tools. So education to me was the pathway by which we can help students not only get to the high school diploma, but get the job, but then do something that's going to help them stay on task and on par with the economy, which is a challenging space to live in. Yeah.
He's helped my own son start an account, and I know you have these conversations with students as well. Something about kind of their future and different financial advice. You actually ran a community event here last year. It was the first time we did that.
We did, yeah. Mr. Kaufman and I, the PTSA asked us to come out and speak a little bit around finance. So we gave some basic concepts. We're not going to endorse any product or company, but if you can understand some basic concepts and where to do it, in the ways, then at least you can participate in a way that's, you want. There's an educated space that you can move through and feel comfortable. Yeah.
A lot of times I'll talk to Mr. Lazzaro after school, 5 o'clock, 5:15, and then I could hear he's heavy breathing. And I say, are you on your bike, Mr. Lazzaro? And not his physical bike. He's not out on the roads, but you're on the stationary. Is that what they call it? Stationary bike? Peloton. I don't want to offend you.
It's a real bike. It's on a trainer that reads a program. So I race. I'm able to ride with people globally,
and talk to me about the health benefits there. You're doing it straight for exercise. Is it a mental stress reliever?
So it's a little bit of everything. It depends what the day is, right? Sometimes it's just exercise. It's always exercise, but sometimes it provides me space to have quiet thought. Other times,
So you're not going with earbuds and all that kind of stuff.
no,
No, not
I
music.
listen to music, but
Okay.
that's it depends what's going on. The other thing it does, honestly, the doctor was going to put me on cholesterol medicine if I didn't lose weight. So I'm like, all right, give me 6 months. So I use it for that.
Very intentional, very focused.
Yeah, and truthfully, it produces a lot of data for me. So I winds up giving me back power outputs and calories, and measures my performance from year over year. And so it's just fun for me to look at.
Now tonight you're here. It's senior night volleyball.
Senior night volleyball. So come out and support our volleyball team.
7 p.m. tonight.
No,
Si-
the 5:45 is probably where they're going to get ready to start celebrating our seniors, and then the event will follow.
So no bike riding today. So did you do something in the morning? Did you do
I'm
something
going to
different?
lift after this conversation.
You will.
Yeah,
You're gonna get dressed out of the swag.
I'm going to figure something out. But
and
yeah,
go into our weight room.
that's the goal. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So you're gonna get the fitness in one way or another.
Yeah, I try. Yeah, it helps me out. I sleep better. I just,
Okay. Last week, Mr. Lazzaro, was Homecoming Spirit Week. It was a lot of events. You had a couple night functions as well. What is it like for you to live that whole week, culminating the game Friday, the pep rally, the dance Saturday? I mean, Saturday night you must have been exhausted.
It's kind of a privilege to kind of be part of the high school. So going back to my high school experience, there was no pep rally, there was no homecoming. Yeah, I didn't know that none of that happened.
Wow.
And I was in a school with 2,500 kids.
Wow.
My sister went to a school of 4,000. So the feel of Port Jervis, the feel of the high school. I was thinking about this actually this morning. It's so unique compared to what I've experienced. So it's a privilege to like be part of that. And the other side is Port Jervis is so unique just for this area, really, right? When I go to it, I talk to parents who transferred into the district, and their experience here compared to where they were is quite different, right? The relationships that we're able to build as a staff, as a community, it's a very unique, different feel. And for me, it's a little bit that I'm a bit of a fish out of water. You're built for Spirit Week, right? So I just try to take it in and enjoy it. So I look forward to those experiences and being able to be there. Something that I remember, with the kids. And
It was an incredible week.
It's fun.
We posted some pictures.
Star Wars,
the gym. You must have liked the Star Wars.
I grew up thinking I was going to be a Jedi by now. Yeah.
You will learn these things. Wow. Well, you have another big event coming up too. Another great tradition. You just got done with Spirit Week, and then Halloween is coming right around the corner.
We have
next
the Halloween parade next week. Yeah.
Incredible.
So it's a little different than historically because we don't have the elementary here, but the kids dress up. We're going to go through a tour of the building. We're actually going to add a breakfast for them that day. So we'll have the seniors come down. We'll do a breakfast, and then they'll get dressed up, do the tour.
A little different without the little kids here.
Yeah, but you know what? So, yes and no, in the sense that the kids just like dressing up, right?
Sure.
So it's more about that, and they enjoy that part.
And it ends with a beautiful picture out front,
picture out front.
music, all that good stuff there. Mr. Wilson tuning in here. I actually don't think this man sleeps. Lazzaro is the best.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I do find time to sleep.
Mr. Lazzaro, 12 years, again, here in Port Jervis, English teaching before, BOCES. You're a veteran, right? In the blink of an eye, we were young teachers, then now we're veterans. There's a lot of administrators out there that are just starting. They're in their first and their second year. What would you say to those young leaders that are leading, whether it's in this district, we have a couple of young administrators here, or even in the county or anywhere, really? What would you say to that young person?
Well, I remember my first month, right? And it was a moment when I almost feel like, I don't know if you had this experience, Mr. Murata, but I was like, I'm in over my head, I was 12 years ago, so whatever, right? And I remember being in my office. It must have been 5 o'clock, right? And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
That giant office you had at the middle school,
right? So that was irony, if you don't know. But so anyway, so you have this moment, right? But it was a short moment, right? I had to think about really, what are my goals? What do I want to be as an educator? But in that moment, you have this doubt, right? I'm sure you've experienced some measure of doubt, because no one prepares you for that, where you're being looked at in that way, right? So hang in there, right? So the thing is hang in there and seek out. You use the phrase kitchen cabinet, right? You seek out people to connect with.
I stole that from Johnny.
And I know you did. I know you did.
So it's on loan.
It is. It is. So, but you need people to bounce ideas off of and reflect and to build you up when you're feeling when you're struggling, because it could feel like you're alone. And I said to you earlier, the one thing I genuinely appreciate about Port Jervis and its uniqueness, you're really never alone, right? There's so much support here between staff, families, the students. It really is a great place to be.
Yeah, I concur here. Port Jervis National Principals Month here. Mr. Lazzaro, Port Jervis High School. If you're watching live, jump in and say hello. Former students, jump in and say hello. Mr. Lazzaro, you and I both, our daughters graduated together last year. They're in college now. Your oldest son, Dom, in college. Mm-hmm. What have you learned from your kids now going on to higher education that you're saying, hey, we need to do this for our students. We need to do this. I'm hearing this from my own children, my own family. Shout out to the Lazzaro family. I know many of them are watching. I may or may not have sent the show to your sister and your wife, your brother-in-law, Tim. So they wanted to say hello. Sure. I'm waiting for them to jump in.
Yeah,
they will. They will. Yeah. So what would you say? What are you learning from your own children's experiences in higher ed?
Yeah, truthfully, I would say, I know you hate that word.
I wrote it there. What would you say?
No, I have it. You threw me a little. A lot of the conversation you think is going to be around academics here, but it's absolutely not. I think when they go, and I'll tell you, senior year, kids think it's supposed to be perfect. They think that everything's supposed to be like this Norman Rockwell painting, right? Life is not perfect. It's muddy, it's dirty, and the transition into that space, into the space out of high school, especially when you're honestly the great thing about Port Jervis is we do take care of the kids in this space. They head out. And that transition, going away, and my own kids, like they're sheltered. They go out to new spaces. They had to deal with that transition. Yeah. So I think dealing with that transition can be challenging. So how do we better prepare students for that transition? How do we better prepare them for the differences of high school and college, or just the work world in general, right? Because leaving this space and going there can be challenging. And I'm not sure we do enough work around self-regulation and reflection to provide people the tools to be comfortable and confident as they leave.
Yeah.
And some of it's just a growing experience, right? Do you remember your first years of college, right? For me, it was ups and downs,
Rutgers University, New Brunswick, New Jersey.
That's right.
Yeah. Mr. Lazzaro, this has been great. I know you have a busy afternoon. Anything else you want to share or anything else you want to say?
I have some questions for you.
Oh, do you? Yeah, you want to flip it around? Okay.
Yeah, sure. So you've taken on this new role. You've been an administrator. How long have you been in the district now? Is it 20?
It gets blurry.
Yeah.
It's plus 20.
Right.
I think this is going on 21 to 22.
Think about you 22 years ago compared to now, right? Like what do you say is the biggest point of growth that you've experienced?
The biggest point of growth for me, when I first got here, like you're an administrator, you're running around, dealing with the smoking issues, you're in the mix. Now I feel like I'm at on a chopper. I'm in a plane looking way down. Okay, I see this. Okay, this is what happened. The flow here, I see it. I know how it's going to flow. I know how the years are going to flow. I know so many of our parents and families, our amazing staff, like Mr. Wilson, right? The good, the bad, the things that work, they don't work. I got a better view of them. Back when I was starting, back then, it felt like that story of, you're putting your fingers in the hole and there's all those leaks, right? I got to fix that. We got to fix smoking. Oh, the graffiti. Oh, I got to, and we got past all those challenges. And then it was, okay, now we're going to focus on the academics, right? My belief was these kids, it's hard to learn if they're smoking in the bathroom and the place isn't clean and that kind of stuff. And we've grown in so many areas outside the classroom for the experience of the children. to where now, hey, yeah, we can focus on. We have every bit of technology here. We have everything we need to be successful.
Yeah.
Right. So, like you said before, removing some of those hurdles. So, I remember that work very specifically. Yeah.
So your helicopter view now.
Yeah.
It's a good view, right?
Oh, it's a great view.
Yeah, it feels like we're going.
Got a drone now too. I don't even have to go in the helicopter.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. But it's been a great run, and my job, I get to shine the spotlight literally on the great things happening here, including great leaders like yourself. We are very fortunate here in Port Jervis.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to share?
No, honestly, it's been great to be part of this community. My goal was to get here, and I it's feel pretty privileged to be here, and we're very grateful for that. And
Awesome.
we
Awesome.
talk about Port Pride. For me, it's just a lot of gratitude, around being for the people here.
I'm starting to see it around the sidewalks now too.
You got to take it slow down.
I like the stencils. Man.
I know you do.
You might start seeing them around here.
Yeah. So I have it in my car now. So
I did see the sticker on your car. Yeah. All right. Well, we are going to get rolling here. Again, if you're watching this on recording later, please leave a comment in there. One of our shining stars here, Mr. Lazzaro, I know you make a ton of phone calls. Every day you're calling parents, good, bad, growth, mistakes, things that happen. You're constantly on the phone. You thank God they're not charging for you have free unlimited calls.
Unlimited calls. Yeah. And text.
That's a great skill that you do. Yeah. Even at night on the weekends.
Oh, it's easier to have the conversations than not, right? Ultimately, and so talking about that last thing I would tell leaders, right? Take on that very thing that you're not comfortable with, right? Yeah, your growth doesn't happen when you stay in your comfort zone, right?
I like it.
Yeah.
I don't have my props here, Mr. Lazzaro. I like props.
Good.
I got but the magic wand, the magic lamp there, the genie lamp. If I were to give you the genie lamp, and you said, "Man, I wish this in Port Jervis. I wish this from my school as principal." What would that be for you?
I don't know. The three wishes are tough, man.
I didn't give you three. I only
got
gave you one.
That's a big one. All right. So one thing that I would want for the school. So I'm going to go back to the idea of agency, right? So I talked about this with staff. I've talked about it with students. I would wish that everyone feel like they're completely in control of their destiny, of their life, so the choices they make truly impact what they do, and I very much believe that's the case, but not everyone feels that way. So if we can give everyone the gift of agency, in that sense of gratitude with it, like I can take care of these things, and that's in the research again. When we talk about agency and gratitude, that's the measure of health, of mental health, right? So if you were to have a barometer for mental health, it's agency and gratitude. Mm-hmm. So I think if we can instill that sense of agency in our students, and it will drive them forward in their pursuits, and they would have confidence that they can get there, because I'm very confident that every one of our students can be successful. I need them to feel that. So we have to, as a staff and faculty, build that up in them. But that's something that we have to, that goes back to that self-regulation component as well.
Yeah. And again, being here as long as I have, other people, Jean Marie Shields, Denise Sostra, people have been here forever. You see that in so many ways, right? I interviewed Cody Kinney a few weeks ago.
That was great.
Yeah. And here he's talking about, he's a senior. He's talking about Mr. Rizzo, freshman year.
Right.
When he decided to step away from football, Mr. Rizzo, no problem. Yeah, man, where you going to go?
Right.
And boom, he's going down a different road, right? I see it in the classrooms with our teachers guiding the kids, maybe towards an academic situation. We see it on the field with our coaches. This one's going to go play in college. This one could do it, right? Making them believe. There's so many different ways that our staff is doing it. And so many of it happens after 2:30 also, right? In the clubs and activities, right? The Vex Robotics, Kyle Hysiak, those type things happen. And it's great.
Yeah,
it's great to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, keep up the good work, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thanks. A lot of opportunities here.
Yeah. We have great people here, man.
Appreciate you.
Yeah,
Anthony Lazzaro, high school principal. It is not an easy job. It is a very challenging job, very busy job. Like Mr. Wilson said, right? You sleep quick and, but focus on your health, Mr. Lazzaro, and continue. I wish you the best here, and Thank you for a few minutes today.
Yeah, it was great. Thank you, man.
All right.
All right.
Anthony Lazzaro, we're going to sign off. Leave him a positive comment. And again, whether you're at EME with Mr. Cancredi, at HBE, the place to be, with Ms. Mesnick, or Port Jervis Middle School with Ms. Cook, shout out to all of our principals there. We appreciate them. And all right, good luck with volleyball tonight, senior night.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
How about a go Port?
Go Port.
Bam, see ya.